morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Entrepreneurialist here. Welcome back to another day of Entrepreneurialism365. Not going to tell you what day it is because I'm not sure. It's either day 26 or day 25, and I'm not sure. I think it's day 26. Yesterday might have been day 25. We'll figure that out later. So just listening to my morning videos, I started watching this guy, Thor. I guess he's some youngster, probably about 20 years old, from Instagram. I guess he builds like Instagram empires of such, massive following, stuff like that. Anyways, he just pointed out that there's, I guess Instagram's working on two new apps, one called Thread, one called Clips. Thread is supposed to be a Snapchat of sorts, and Clips is supposed to be a TikTok. So just a heads up on those. Remember, we got to stay on top of each platform. So if you watch this and you catch that little bit that I just said, you might want to download those apps regardless of whether they're making it right now or not. You want to be the first to make an appearance. You want to be the first to make a name for yourself. You're going to have to do it now before it gets used heavily. So download Threads. Shout out to Big Mike T again. He was the one that pointed me in Threads direction a couple weeks ago, and I downloaded it and kind of took a look at it real quick, but didn't really mess with it. Now I'm starting to see what it is exactly. By chance, I just happened to come across this guy's videos, and this morning, he mentioned that Instagram's new update is they're adding Threads and Clips. So that's going to be a new platform we're going to try out. And again, we do this not for the fame or, for all the likes and the comments and everything. We do this to keep ourselves recognized. So regardless of whether or not I'm turning any heads or getting any attention, I'm doing it because I need to get my name out there in some way, and this might be the way to do it. So the same with you guys. This is how we need to do it to get our notification, to get our, not a notification, to get our little bit of notoriety. There you go. This is how we need to do it. So with that, guys, just a quick little update on what's going on, or a quick little heads up. Good morning to all of you. I hope you're having a beautiful morning so far. I'm getting to work as usual. The 9-to-5 grind does not stop. So good morning, everybody. And little late on the video yesterday, got it out though. Got the update. God damn it. I have the edits done for this day's video, so we'll get that out in a little bit. And I'm going to be working on that interview for An Entrepreneur's Journey episode 3. So we'll see where that goes. As for right now, that's going to be it. I'm going to cut it here, guys. I hope you guys have a great morning. Remember to stay humble and keep grinding, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. So I was tripping out on this post that Gary V put up, excuse me. And it had to do with basically just taking the L, losing. We get so infatuated and wishing for just wins and not prepared to take a loss. And I think not taking a loss actually hinders your progress. I think, losing, winning without having lost. I mean, is it really winning? Because you didn't learn anything out of that process. You accidentally stumbled upon some sort of success, or maybe you found a way to creep into the win column nonstop. But if you haven't lost, you haven't learned anything. So that win has you all feeling high and, and mighty. But the second you take your first loss, it's going to hurt you so bad because you're not used to it. You're not prepared. So for anybody watching this, take your L's every day. Enjoy them. Love them. Because the more you take the L, the more you lose and continue on without, stumbling or anything like that, the better you become as a person, the better you become as a businessman or a businesswoman, the better you become at whatever it is you're trying to do. I think taking the L's is the most important part of success to begin with, because without that loss, you never really win. Just some thoughts. Again, just coming across stuff that's really resonating. We got to learn to lose, and we got to learn to love to lose, because that's ultimately what's going to give us the progress we want and put us in a position to ultimately win, and stay humble about it with an L. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. So that's it, guys. The end of another day. Day 24, 25. I still don't remember. Pretty short one. Not a whole lot again. I mean, I can't really say not a whole lot because I did get some work in, and it wasn't a lot of social media stuff. It was more like behind the scenes, talking, networking, stuff like that. Yeah, again, another busy day-ish. So, you know, ready to head out, ready to get home, get some grubs, and maybe throw on a movie or something. And yeah, I don't know. Going on a month though, which is pretty cool. It's an achievement. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get my keys here. Yeah, going on a month of filming now. Taking the L every day, but enjoying it. Nothing like losing a little. Because, you know, what do I gain if I'm winning constantly? Not that I ever win, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. It's all about learning to lose and enjoying that process. As I said earlier, when we're winning constantly, we're not growing, we're not learning anything from that. So in the end, like me personally, I see it as, you know, you're still taking a loss, because what have you really learned? You know, I'd rather take my losses in the beginning and take them constantly so that I can grow with that. And later on, after I've learned to lose so well and I finally do win, it doesn't affect me. I don't get too big, I don't get too high on that win. It just becomes another thing. You got to detach your emotions from your wins and losses and just continue on doing for what you want to do. Then, you know, the more you keep your emotions involved, the more clouded your judgment gets based on your next moves, whether it be to continue growing as a brand, or, you know, whatever business decisions you may make. Once you start adding emotion into all that, it starts to cloud your judgments. So yeah, getting back to it, you know, taking the loss in the beginning is a lot more beneficial than losing later on. After you've won for so long, you're doing so well, and then you start taking losses and you're not sure how to handle those losses. They become liabilities for you, and you start emotionally getting drained and making poor decisions based on those losses. Just my way of looking at it. I don't think everybody feels the same. You know, some people could argue that, you know, taking a loss later on doesn't necessarily mean you actually lost, because you could bounce back, and you can. But I mean, there's different aspects. If you're looking at it in a business sense, if you take an L when you're making millions and that L costs you millions, you may just give up. I want to say like 99% of people would give up after losing millions because they've never lost. Whereas someone who's lost since the beginning takes a loss later on, that same loss, and they look at it like, well, back to square one, let's rebuild this thing. And that's what it becomes. It just becomes a rebuild, because you're emotionally detached. You're not hurt, you're not scared, you're not processing that in a negative way. You're actually processing that in a positive. So again, it's perspective. I see it as a good thing to lose in the beginning, and lose plenty, lose often, and enjoy that loss. Learn from it, progress from it. Don't take it and run. Don't say you can't do it. Don't give up. But learn what you can out of it. See where you can make your adjustments, and what changes you can make, and what you could have done different, so that next time around you don't take that same loss. You start to learn to use those to your advantage. But again, you got to keep your emotions detached. You can't dwell too much on them. And same with the wins. It's just you know, all a learning process. As we grow in our business, in our brands, in our companies, we start to see things in different lights. But taking this back around, learn to lose, and learn to love those losses. It's all a learning process. But anyways, easy night tonight. I'm about to jump on the highway, so I will let you guys go. It's gonna get noisy, it's gonna get crackly, and I'd rather not put you guys through that. So for tonight, Entrepreneurialist out. Have a good